Well, here we are again, and this is Random Breakout Escape from the Oven season, as always. So, well, let's get into it. Of course, like the past few times, we'll be trying to get the two meat, two leek, and one meat slash paprika slash mushroom combination for the skewer. So, there's that. I'm not too big of a fan of bonus time, so we'll re-roll that. Maybe something else. No. Oh, you. Alright. Recovers 10 energy. I mean, it doesn't seem too bad. Alright. There's quite a lot of bonus times along the way, so we should be fine. I mean, worst case scenario, if we don't get lead, we might as well just go for full full meat status. So at the very least, we'll get Tiger Lily's mission. So there's that. Okay, not much mission per se, but reward for taking so many like meat pieces to put on a skewer. So there's that. I mean, leek is basically impossible to accomplish after like for the 4th or 5th rounds, but you know, we could try, I guess, for maybe 4th round of ingredient picking, but other than that, not really. I don't have much hope. And we got a bit of a jelly. Oh, it's not too bad, since we got in a pretty opportune place, so it doesn't actually affect any of our jelly so far. But knowing my luck, it's just gonna appear every single time we destroy an obstacle, because 1% is still 1%, and 1% might as well just be 50% in the eyes of whoever governs the realm of RNG in my area, so there's that. I wonder if we're able to reach bonus time here. I'm thinking probably about a 70-80% chance we will be able to, because of Shining Glitter's skill and her candy skill, which allows her to travel faster. So probably get that. Although we'll get 10 extra energy from this, I don't think it's worth it to continue on after the bonus time. I might as well just save it for the next runner, you know. There we go. Quit here. And then next combi. 22nd isn't that bad of a place considering, well, past experience, so. No leak, really? Oh yeah, main diary missions, whatever. Let's move on from that. Give me a good one, please. None of these are good. Oh, 25% longer, 1% slower base speed. I mean, I've got nothing to lose, and taking butter pretzel makes it so that we get all these kind of unwanted items out of the treasure pool. So there's that. Speaking of which, she looks very pretty now, doesn't she? I got her costume from a recent gacha pool for the costumes recently, so I think she looks quite nice. She's probably based off Van Gogh's Starry Night, which is oops, never mind, it's fine. It's only about 500k points. It's not too bad. 1, 2. I mean, my reaction speed isn't my reaction speed's pretty bad, but whatever, it's fine. But yeah, like I said, she's probably based off Starry Night based on her painting palette and her clothing. I think the color palette and I think instead of star or moon really fits that of Van Gogh's Starry Night, so there's that. Speaking of Van Gogh, I've been seeing a lot of his Starry Night around the place recently, and I guess it is, you know, it's free real estate for anybody who wants to use Van Gogh's artwork to form like derivatives and just sell it off, but still, it's a bit much, isn't it? Like, I get wanting to try to emulate a great painter's artwork, but like, if you're gonna sell it off, like, I don't know, just add something else to it, you know? Maybe. I mean, arguably speaking, like, mostly Da Vinci who did Mona Lisa. I'm pretty sure it's Da Vinci, so. Starry Night is probably one of Van Gogh's most famous works, so, like, well, who knows how the dude himself would feel if he saw this, man. Like, I mean, for all he know, his favorite work was 2 rats eating bread. I mean, you know. I mean, it's really interesting to see how the artist looks at their work compared to like the audience per se. Because something that like an author may favor may not be the same as what, like the common populace might think of it. Like, it's such a roundabout way of saying it, but like, basically, Van Gogh may not like Starry Night the most, although that is what people think of when they think of Van Gogh. So, I'm really curious though, if he was still alive, what he would say about this. Like, would Starry Night really be his most favorite work to have ever like finished or painted? Or, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of that thing where it's like, oh, let's get mushroom then. I mean, it's kind of like that thing where like I could write poetry, but what someone else takes out of that poetry is the meaning is gonna be really different in some sense from whatever I make of it, Pretty bad, but whatever. We'll live. Oh yeah, and this treasure combination should give me cherry. Yep, there we go. Because candy dynamite and melon dynamite equals to cherry bomb's reward. So there's that. Kind of reminds me of the time when like I wrote a book and finished it a while back, and then people were telling me that like I needed to add in some sort of like I need to be more clear cut about like the backstory of the main character or something. But like me personally, I didn't exactly see that so much as like some I didn't unintentionally make this mistake, kind of. Like, how do you call it? I guess you could call it a flaw, but like I originally wrote for this book like a very clear cut like background and scene and everything for the main character and how they got their memories and trauma and whatever. I originally wrote that in, but like after a bit of thinking I decided to remove it. I mean, I didn't exactly finish the scene, but like yeah, halfway through writing it I was like, you know what, let's not put this in. Like sure, it might contribute more to the reading experience, but like rather than so much focusing on like traumatic event itself, what I actually really wanted to focus on was what the main character felt afterwards, rather than going through a whole rehash of the event again. Like, so even though I could have chosen and put in that one scene in the book to completely explain like the character motivations and all, I just chose not to, because I just felt it didn't really, how do you call it, sit in line with my main vision and what I really wanted with the story. So even though after that like it made it seem a lot like a flaw, and I mean maybe it is, but like no matter what, even if it doesn't really make the reading experience that good, or people just are left with this gaping question, I still wanted to put it there intentionally, which is, now that I think about it, something that really reminds me of, satire as a practice. Like a lot of people, they see satire and they go like, wow, that's like, it's hard to say, but those people who say it's just a prank, bro, when they say something like really racist or homophobic or like transphobic, and then just like, it's just a joke, bro, why are you so sensitive? And then they say something like that, and I guess in some sense saying that it's comedy and it's just a joke and you shouldn't take it so seriously is a form of denial, because like these people don't even have the guts to outright say that they're doing something wrong. They just say that you're making a joke so they don't have to face any of the consequences for their actions. What makes a joke different from just being, well, an arsehole in that sense is probably the added in like element of satire, because satire is intentional. You make it intentionally to be funny, like you don't make it to be racist or whatever. You do it to make fun of the people who are being racist, not to be racist. And that's something that some people miss sometimes, or they intentionally know and they just obfuscate it with, well, I said this really bad thing, but I'm gonna say it's satire and humor anyways, because if I say everything's a joke, then nothing I really say has to be taken seriously, and I can say all the weirdest like stuff I can want to say without any consequence at all, And I mean, it's like it's a common tactic by some people who, have nothing better in their lives to do but ruin other people's lives. So they go on and say things like it's just a prank because they don't even have the guts to own up to it. You know? Like there's no intention for it to really be a joke, so much as you just want to hurt somebody. That's why. I mean, I guess that's what annoys me about those kinds of people, it's like, if you're gonna be an a-hole, at least state it outright. Don't just like wishy-washy and dilly-dally and just say, no, I didn't really mean that, I actually meant this, or you're being too sensitive. It's irritating, alright. But rant aside though, I have failed in my mission. Whatever. Potato, mushroom, paprika, whatever. Might as well just do potato. I've got not much to gain or lose here either way, so might as well just take longan. Longan fruits. I don't know if you people have heard of this before, seeing as my YouTube analytics have been telling me that my main audience has been people from Thailand and Ecuador. Of course, with the, always there United States, but grass jelly. I can't remember if that's a mainly Chinese thing or what, but like around New Year, as like dessert, when I went to like my relatives and grandma's house, we would always get to eat grass jelly, which is basically, well, what the name implies. It's basically this sort of black colored jelly, with sugar and with a bunch of ice, and it's just put into a pot and people just take from it and eat. And then added into it are some sweet things like longan or lychee. I mean, I really personally can't tell the difference because they're both sweet to me anyway, so but still, I just remember it when I think of longan. It's nice. Longan is nice to eat, especially when you put it with like grass jelly and the ice. It's so nice. Like, you guys should try it someday. I imagine you could also make it on your own. It's really simple. Just go online, look it up. You just need to add in like probably some normal like sugar water, or maybe even just normal. I can't exactly remember the exact recipe, but you just have to get in like grass jelly, a bit of longan, a bunch of ice, maybe a bit of sugar water, and that's kind of it. The ingredients are pretty inexpensive too, if you're just buying them from like your local supermarket or something like that, so it's nice to eat. I recommend it. Like cold lychee / longan, when you eat them, it's good. And I always remember because people would always specially take the longans. Even though the name is grass jelly, the main like appetizer or like somehow the best part of it is like the longan. So like the kids would always just specifically just go for the longans and not the grass jelly. So in the end, you would just end up having a pile of grass jelly back in the bowl or the pot, and then all the longans have been just 掏出来 before, like they were all taken out before, just fished out by some people who really want to eat longan, and that's it. There's no more longan left. There's just grass jelly and ice and water, of course. I mean, it's been a while, yeah. Oopsies. Oh wow. Alright, didn't expect that. I was kind of focusing on my counter. I didn't think I was gonna make it. Anyways, let's just get... We didn't fail any missions, did we? I'm not sure. I know we failed one mission. Yeah. Random epic buff, so... But it's been a while, I guess. With COVID or without COVID. I mean, I think I'm relatively lucky in the sense that, well... Firstly, I think that... I mean, most people in my family, they're more traditional, but like, they aren't like anti-vax or anything. They haven't fallen for any of that stuff. So they're still like generally healthy in some sense. So like, well, I guess I did have some people in my bloodline that did get COVID. Nobody actually just died from COVID or COVID related complications afterwards. So honestly, I think we got off pretty unscathed. I mean, I myself never really got COVID. My brother got COVID, I think. Was it my mother? My father or my sister? I can't remember who it was. Someone else got COVID too. I never really got it. I mean, I still wear the mask out nowadays because You know me, I wear masks outside. I may not seem like it, but like I do have some form of social anxiety, and a mask makes me just feel better. So, even if I do get like chastised by my mother or whatever, I'm still gonna wear my mask. Helps me function outside. I mean, I live in a decent country. Yeah, I have to admit it. I live in a country with about halfway decent healthcare. Although the prices are stupid, and if you have no money, you're basically screwed. But it's fine, It's fine. 1, 2, there we go. But yeah, I guess I'm interested to see what stories other people have about their time with COVID. I imagine there's some probably who didn't really get affected by it. Like they wore their mask, they went outside, and then that's kind of the extent of it. And there's some people like me who are in the middling. My grandmother died. One of my grandmothers died during COVID, and we couldn't go back for her funeral because COVID, and lockdown. So there's that. So I consider myself affected, but not disastrously affected. Maybe. Depends on who you ask, I do suppose. Not being able to go back for a funeral could be worse, I do suppose. She already had health complications, and she did forget who I was the last time I saw her, so before her passing. But let's not talk about this kind of stuff, probably. And I imagine there's probably some people out there who got really affected by COVID. It basically destroyed everything. I'm not talking about retrenchment, whatever. That's basically a given for everybody. Or inflation. I meant just purely COVID. The sickness itself. Not so much the other effects that came with it. Or coincidentally. Maybe the economy just took a downturn around that time, and COVID just made it worse, but who knows, man. And then there were probably some people who were just really affected by COVID itself, which is, yeah, not great. I would say the one good thing that has come out of this is, other than work from home and whatever, it's at least one that I can really positively say is that probably people are more used to wearing masks now. So when they're sick, they now have more of that, how do you call it, conscience, I guess, awareness towards sickness. So they won't go around spreading their germs even if they're sick, and more people will actually wear masks. Apparently that wasn't a thing in the more, what do you call it, western facing countries. They weren't used to the idea of wearing masks outside. And then there were a bunch of them who went a bit, I would say, cuckoo, showing up their I'm an independent sovereign, the state cannot control me sort of cards and whatever, man. A bit odd to think about, it's not that hard to wear a mask, really. And if you really just can't get a mask, there are alternatives, I imagine. Or you could just not go outside, I guess. I can't really think of anything other than say asthma, or maybe allergens to the stuff that makes up commercial masks that would really affect you. But then again, I guess that's a needless conversation, since pretty much all of those people who went around proclaiming they couldn't be controlled by the government to wear masks or something, they didn't have any illness. They're just jerks. That's it. Maybe if they had illness, it would probably be in the mind or something. But if you're running around with a card saying that you aren't beholden to the government's rules, and you copy paste it off the internet on a conspiracy theorist blog website, and I feel that's just doing a disservice to all the people who actually have complications and can't wear masks because of that. So, just jerks in a nutshell. They're giving a bad face and name to those who actually have medical complications, and they're going around disturbing public peace or whatever because you can't be bothered to put on a mask. I don't know. I get being a little bit leery of it at first, but after a while, you have to admit, the COVID is real, It isn't government conspiracy out to get you, mostly. How did we get to this conversation topic? I don't know. Anyways, I would like to mention voice lines in Cookie Run. Hey. Well, but they do exist, I do suppose. I feel like it would be better if you just didn't have any, but once you turn the volume down, it's kind of become like background noise, so not too disruptive, maybe. But for people who actually like the volume on loud, I imagine it's pretty bad. It's pretty disturbing to hear this guy talk about shroomies for like 5 minutes or something. There we go. 499 million. And we are not 30th place, which is always welcome. Anyway, select the combi. 15% faster base speed. I am going to go with this actually. Do not have faith in my chances of not getting hit by something. You know, just getting like walloped in the head by a random guillotine just flying past, you know, as is custom in the Cookie Run universe. So I'll just take this, since the giant jelly, yeah, giant jelly helped me just not get hit, you know. Speaking of which, did this character have a super epic costume? I don't think so, right? I mean, I feel like they got buffed at some point, but I don't remember whether they really did get a super epic skin. Maybe they did, and I just didn't notice. Probably. I mean, usually buffs come with some kind of skin, well, except for those weird few like periods of time where the game just, the devs or whatever just decided not to. But yeah, typically when you have a buff, you get a skin too. So I guess I didn't manage to get it from a gacha at that time. Speaking of which, I was very surprised when this guy here, yeah, I just remembered that he's a he. I was very surprised when he turned out to be a he. I don't know why. Not sure what it was about the character design that told me he was a he, but oh well. But you have to say though, those are some nice, what do you call those, braids, dreadlocks? I'm not entirely sure. But it's nice to have hair like that. I could never, you know. Like my hair is just in a mat 90% of the time. That's not even an exaggeration, cause it is. It's literally it. You know, I got up this morning to wash my hair and oh man, it's just a tangled mess. You know, probably if I had a higher IQ, I'll just like chop off all my hair and shave my head botak or something. But you know, I like my hair as is, even if it's really annoying and a pain and just a nuisance. Well, I would still rather have it than not have it, I guess. I mean, if I had the wherewithal to buy wigs or something, I could shave myself botak, since it's not so much about the growing of the hair so much as it's just the hair itself that really concerns me. Like, but there's that. But yeah, as a result of me having like just not wanting to cut my hair, I've ended up having this admiration for people like who go out like bald, botak, or just with short hair. Cause if you can pull it off, to me that's like wow, really cool, you know. Like that's an immediate like +1 in my points, you know. And sure, maybe don't be a face con, whatever. But man, the whole world is based on appearances. Look, reality is based on what you see or what you think you see. You know, and I mean see not just in the physical sense, but like in the metaphorical, as you feel it, so you see it. Yeah, I'm not good at explaining this kind of stuff, but like it's not just seeing, but like touching it, you know, like some sort of extra sensory, if you get what I'm saying. Sort of movement in the air. Oh, it's hard, but like just take it from me that it's not purely what your eyes can do when I say seeing. But anyways, all that stuff aside, let's thank our comrades again for running for us as always, and don't be a moron like me. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Love ya.